McMillan, please.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. I start by offering my support from everyone in Inverclyde to our friends in Fife, that we wholeheartedly support the campaign to actually get this work and get these jobs in Fife. It's so important. It's so important actually for Scotland's industrial strategy. It's so important for Scotland's industrial future as well. Now, I'm saying this because, in my community in the Greenock and Inverclyde constituency, we've went through a huge amount of change over the years, as colleagues will know. And certainly in 2014, Ferguson Shipbuilders in Port Glasgow closed down. And it was because of the support of the Scottish Government that actually brought that shipyard back to life. And I know that talking to people in my constituency who absolutely understand the importance of manufacturing manufacturing for Scotland's economy, but also for manufacturing for Scotland's future. Now, part of the motion in front of us from the Labour Party highlights the aspect regarding the emissions being generated by transporting the final product potentially from Indonesia to 10 miles off the coast of Fife. Now, that's actually a similar situation that's been raised by the heritage rail sector in the UK as well. Now, very much, and I admit, very much on a smaller scale, because coal is shipped from Colombia over to the UK to actually go into that particular sector. Now, thankfully, there's a reduced level of coal that's actually been shipped because the sector themselves are reducing the amount of coal that's been used in a particular rail engines. But it's a similar idea. It's a similar situation. But so I just can't understand this whole aspect of potentially shipping these jackets over to Scotland, because the emissions generated certainly just flies in the face of what the final product, what these turbines are actually supposed to be doing in terms of actually helping the environment. A second point I want to touch upon. Richard Leonard spoke in his comments earlier on regarding he wants an interventionist state. Now, if it wasn't for the Scottish Government, then Ferguson Shipbuilders in 2014 would not have come back into being. Then Liberty Steel would not be operating in Lanarkshire. And I just think that there have been many examples of actually where, just one moment if I may, that there have been many examples of actually where the Scottish Government actually have helped to either bring an industry back or to save an industry. And one other just in my constituency before I'll let you in, Mr Leonard, and that's in Texas Instruments in Greenock in my constituency. And that was through a task force that was set up, joint working between the Scottish Government and Inverclyde Council, that actually helped bring some type of solution to that particular issue.
Richard Leonard.
I thank the member for taking an intervention, and we applaud the defensive rescues which have been mounted by the Scottish Government in steel, Ferguson's, aluminium and so on. But does he accept that there is a need for a proactive, forward-looking industrial strategy which isn't simply defensive and reactive, but which is proactive?
Stuart McMillan.
Well, that's exactly one of the things the Scottish Government actually has been doing in recent years, planning ahead. I mean, there was an announcement actually, I don't know if Mr Leonard saw this earlier on, and we're actually on the same page in this, we don't have to fight in this. It was the announcement regarding the Advancing Manufacturing Challenge Fund, a £40 million fund, and that's money is from supported by the European Regional Development Fund. So the Scottish Government actually are doing what Mr Leonard is actually asking to do. Another point I want to touch upon, it was Dean Lockhart and Bill Bowman. I genuinely was disappointed by their contributions. Now, if that was them attempting to have a Team Scotland approach, then I don't know what they're like actually when they're trying to be oppositionist. I mean, it generally was, hold on one moment, it generally was really surprising because, I mean, at the very outset, Mr Lockhart stated that his party was going to support the motion and the amendment by the Scottish Government. But then they go on just to actually thank the Scottish Government and their contributions. And that genuinely was really disappointing because, I mean, to me, as someone who grew up in Port Glasgow, someone who actually witnessed the decline of the shipbuilding industry and of the industrial, most of the industrial industry in my community as a child, and someone who was affected by it, like many other thousands of kids in my community. It really was disgusting to hear some of the comments, and I'll take Mr Lockhart's intervention.
Oh, you're in your last minutes. This will be a short intervention.
Very quickly, just to clarify, most of our comments were based on the GMB report called Broken Promises and Offshore Jobs. They weren't comments from us. They were reflecting stakeholders' views on the failures of the Scottish Government in the renewable sector.
Mr McMillan.
Thank you. Once again, selective comments from the Conservative Party. Very much selective comments from the Conservative Party. But I am conscious of time, Presiding Officer. But generally, I know that I speak for my community, that my community and my constituents will want this work to come to Fife. Because it's a good thing for Fife, it's a good thing for Scotland, and it's certainly a good thing for Scotland's industrial future. And that's something that I'm sure that every single person, even the Tories, should actually agree on today. Thank you very much.